Welcome to this episode of Our Typo Life. I'm Jacob.
And I'm Kathy, and we have an exciting announcement.
What is the announcement?
I don't know, you tell me.
The announcement
your
is that
announcement.
I am writing a book.
What is it about?
It is actually about this really interesting rare subspecies of octopus. I'm kidding, it's not. It's about dyslexia. I know that's a big shock to everyone who knows anything about me. But yeah, I'm writing a book about dyslexia, and it's exciting, and it's big, and I have started officially writing it. I started 2 weeks ago, and it's really fun, and it takes so much time, and I have learned both so much about dyslexia, but also it's been really interesting to write it, learning about dyslexia, experiencing all of these things that I'm learning about as I'm interacting with, like, I'm reading all of these research articles as I'm doing it, I'm writing all, it's an experience. Before we get into it though, I'm curious, how has your life changed since I started writing?
Mostly you're just gone more.
That is true.
Sort of. Or like the times when mostly I have the kids by myself more. And it's not like I already have the kids, when I have them. But I have them more when we would normally both be with them. Like you're not there.
Yeah.
Like on the weekend. It's mostly the weekends, honestly.
Because
like
normally you don't have all 4 kids without me hardly at all.
Just in the afternoons.
Like there's just like 4 hours a week where that happens.
Yeah. Like 2 days after school.
Yeah. But then now, because of this book, I've been spending a lot of time on the weekends actually writing it. And I'm very grateful for you giving me the time to do that. Because believe it or not, when you have a deadline, it's stressful. Because you want to get it done. I want to get it done.
And I want you to get it done.
But
I don't want you to not hit your deadlines.
Yes.
So
apparently that is like a very normal thing. Authors don't hit their deadlines. I feel like if there's a deadline, you should hit it. I don't think it would, if I had not had people in publishing tell me that that was a thing, I would never think that that was a thing, because I'm just very used to like, oh, there's a deadline. You get it done at the deadline. Otherwise, I don't know what would happen.
You get in trouble. You get a bad grade.
I would get a bad grade. I don't really know what would happen, and I'm not going to find out.
Right. Should we rewind a little?
Probably.
So how did this come to
What do you remember about
be?
how it came to be?
You got an email.
It all started with an email.
I don't remember when, like, what time of, maybe you got it in the morning. Did you get it in the morning? Like you woke up and you got it, or did you get it in the middle of the day?
Okay.
I don't remember.
I guess I got it in the morning, and I'm 97% sure it was in the morning. It was at like 7:43, and
that's when it came through and you saw it right away?
It was somewhere right around there.
Oh, wow.
That's the time that I have in my head though, from like looking at my phone and seeing it.
Yeah.
But that's significant. It's not really that significant. The reason I think about it coming early in the morning is because the publishing house that it's through is in the UK.
Right.
So they are ahead of us time-wise, which means a lot of the time, if I'm going to get an email from them in the day, it is earlier in the day.
Because it's later there. Although
I will say, as I've started working on it more and interacting with them more and more, I have gotten emails later and later. And occasionally I'm like, wow, you were working late today. But that's beside the point. I appreciate all the support they're giving me in this process. But going back to the email, I get a ton of emails. Like I get a ton of emails from, because I run businesses, and so people are always trying to sell my businesses things. And it's very funny because I would say probably like 45 out of every 46 emails I get are, maybe that's an exaggeration, maybe it's more like 45 out of every 50 are emails that I'm like, no, I don't need a cleaning service for my remote business that doesn't have an office with employees in it. I don't. I got painting. I don't need to get into it. What matters is that very, very occasionally, and this was one of those occasionally, I get an email that's like a cold email, and I'm like, ooh, this is interesting. And this was one of those. And I have gotten a lot of emails before in the past, and by a lot, I mean like 10 or 15, from random, really small publishing houses that were like, hey, would you like to do a book? We'd love to have you do a book. And every time I've just kind of been like, no, I don't think
I knew that.
Yeah.
You could have already been writing this book. I do remember like one or something, but
it's happened enough, and they're all like little things that I've never heard of. And I'm like, I appreciate the gesture, but it's going to take a lot to move me, because I know that writing a book is going to be a big task. But one of the things that I've always talked about with my dad, who has worked in publishing, and like we talk books, one of the things that I always talked about with him was, I will, if a publisher of a big enough size reaches out, I will absolutely work with them.
Yeah.
And so the publisher that we reached out was DK, which is a like sister publishing house to Penguin Random House. They do a lot of like illustrated, colorful, educational like books like that, which is really cool and I think fits with this really well. Somebody from there reached out and
what did
said,
they say?
"We love what you do, and we would love to have a conversation with you about writing a book." So I responded and said, "Oh my goodness, absolutely, sign me up."
Did you respond at 7:50?
No, I think I waited. I think I waited a little bit.
Okay.
I used to have the sense of urgency about responding to emails. That was like, it needs to happen this moment. And I've worked really hard to move away from that towards it's fine. So long as we're within the 24 hours, like 24 business hours, it'll be fine.
24 business hours.
24 hours.
I've never heard anyone use like, usually it's so many business days. 24 business hours, not 24 hours.
I did not mean to say business hours. I meant to say within 24 hours. It just came out. But I responded, I think within a few hours, like 5 or 6 hours, and said, absolutely, I would love to. And so we scheduled a meeting and I met with an acquisitions editor. It was really fun. Like I learned a ton from her about like what the project was that they're working on. They have another book called ADHD Explained.
That's already out.
That is already out. That came out
2 years ago, I think.
I think 2 years ago. But it's basically a really practical, broken up, like these are ways that ADHD impacts your life. In here, like tips, tricks, all the helpful things. And it's broken up into a way where it's not just like a solid wall of text through the whole book. It's like every spread or every 2 spreads are a new topic, a new area of life.
With lots of illustrations and
yes. It's a fun book. Like it's fun to look at, it's fun to flip through. What they are hoping, well, what they are asking, what I'm doing for them, is they want essentially a next book in that series. And the next book in the series is Dyslexia Explained. And that is the one that I'm writing. So I had that meeting with her and she said, this is what we want to do. And we want to have you on board to do this. And we're going to take it to the acquisitions team at the next meeting. And then they'll vote on it. And then we'll go from there. And if they want to do it, then you become an author and we do this thing. That's the shortest version of it all. And really, on my end, as the author, it wasn't really any more complicated than that. It was just me being like, okay, that sounds great. I love it. Do you need anything from me? No, not yet. Okay, perfect. And then just waiting.
Were you surprised when they reached out? Because usually it's not as normal usually people like write a book and then if they're trying to get it published, they write the whole thing and then they submit it to a publisher. But that's not how this happened.
I am constantly surprised that I get opportunities. Like when I think about the fact that I go and I sit in my office, which is in our backyard, I do what I do. Like it's really humbling, but also it's always kind of surprising. I'm like, oh, I sit here. I don't face-to-face interact with a ton of people. And so I forget that it's like all these numbers, all of these interactions I have. And I think we talked about this in the first episode.
Yeah.
It all means something. These are all people. And so I always have these moments of feeling very humbled and very much like, oh my goodness, I'm honored. And I don't fully believe it.
So why did they choose you?
In the dyslexia space, I offer a really unique perspective because I am dyslexic. But then I also am a licensed counselor with a lot of degrees and credentials. And so I kind of bring the lived experience to the professional understanding of mental health and working to kind of integrate or incorporate a lot of counseling principles into actually supporting people with dyslexia with their mental and emotional health. That felt very confusing to say. Basically because I bring this professional expertise within mental health and the lived experience and the understanding of dyslexia. Bringing that all together is a unique perspective that, as far as I know, there's nobody else exactly perfectly in that space like me.
And you like to learn about it. Like I love it. You like to research. You like to.
It's so fun.
You like to figure it out, sort of.
One of the hardest parts of doing this is trying to stay in the lane, which this is very common with everybody with dyslexia and also actually with ADHD, where it's like, ooh, I want to learn about this. And as I'm learning about it, I start to see it branch off and I follow all the branches. So I've had to work really hard as I'm doing this to be like, nope, we're staying in the lane because I have to get this done because if I don't get this done, I will not get it done by the deadline. So I love learning about it. And honestly, even just in the last 2 weeks, there are a lot of things that I knew generally that now I've spent so much time learning more about that it's like, no, I now very specifically understand that and can talk about it even better, which is really cool and really fun.
Yeah. So essentially, it's anyone who likes your content should like this book.
That is the hope.
Yeah.
I am hoping, and this is what I talked about with the publisher, but like, I want this book to be the book that I wish I had in high school, that I wish I had in college, that I wish I had after college. I want it to be a book that will help you not just understand this is your dyslexia, this is how it impacts you, this is the dyslexia of somebody that you love. I also want it to be really practical. I want it to be like, yes, I understand this now, and here are a bunch of really tangible jumping off points that if I want to change something here, if I want to work on this for me, if I need more support here, these are ways I can do that. That's exciting. That's fun.
Yeah, and both of those parts are really important.
Yeah.
Like
Oh,
for
yeah.
a lot of people, they need that understanding. Like
Oh,
they
yeah.
don't even have that base understanding of like, how does this affect me? And so it'll be a lot of that, but then also the practical. Like, okay, once you have that, what do you do with it?
That kind of pairing with dyslexia is really interesting because when I first started learning more about dyslexia, which I did not do until after college, I think almost after grad school, it was sometime like early to mid 20s. When I learned about it, it was this like earth shattering, oh my goodness, what? You mean that all of these parts of my life that I've seen and lived with and just thought these are just normal, these are all connected to this.
And you knew you had dyslexia, but you didn't know.
And I didn't know any of the ways that it impacted life beyond like, oh yeah, reading's a little hard. I'm terrible at spelling, like that. And what's funny is that now one of the most common comments I get is, oh, I had no idea that my dyslexia impacted me this way. And I'm like, oh yeah, that's right. That's a thing. That experience is a thing. I went through that. And if you don't understand how it impacts you, then a lot of the time you just walk around and you do things and you don't realize you could have agency here. Something might be harder. There might be tools that you could utilize to work with that. Like a great example is how I'm actually writing this book. So instead of typing it, which all of the previous papers I've typed, which is a lot, all of them I have actually typed. And that's not because I didn't try to use dictation, because I have periodically throughout since I've been in school, tried to use dictation. I remember when I was in undergrad, actually, I saw it as an option on my computer. I was like, ooh, they have a dictation thing. I tried it for like 10 minutes. It was awful. It did not work well at all. It was a disaster. It wasn't using Dragon, because Dragon has been around for forever, and I understand that that's pretty good. I didn't have access to that for several reasons, but I had tried to use it then, and then I tried again in grad school, and it was like, nope, still sucks, still terrible, still the built-in things on your computer, not helpful. And I'm pretty sure I tried to do it with my dissertation, and still, like, it was not great. But there was a turning point in technology, in the technology that I use, because I'm a Mac person, so I have a Mac. When Apple started using the M processors in their computers, which I know everybody's eyes are going to glaze over when I talk about this. It matters though. When Apple started using their own internal processors, it changed what the computers were actually capable of doing on device. And it made it so that now when they do dictation, not only can they do it on device, but they can also, you can use the dictation software and actually actively edit it while you're doing it. So you can kind of have this process where you're talking, you're seeing it go on, and if there's little changes you need to make, you can actually edit it. So I have been using that to write the book. And it's so much easier for my brain to put words onto a page, speaking them instead of typing them. Like the difference is remarkable.
It's way less tiring for you.
It's way less tiring, and I'm able to do it so much more quickly, which is really cool and really fun. One of the things that was funny when I was talking to them initially, I think I had this conversation first with the acquisitions editor who reached out, and then I had it again when I was meeting with the senior acquisitions editor, and there was another acquisitions editor who was there in that meeting. Is that every time I bring up that we have 4 kids and that I work and all these things, anytime that I bring up that we have 4 kids with anybody, people will have this reaction like, oh my goodness, which I know we talked about that last time. But when I brought it up in this meeting, and when I brought it up in the first meeting, the question that was immediately posed was, will you have time to do this?
Will you?
And the answer is yes, you can make time to do anything. Like that's one of the fundamental things that I believe to be true, is that if you really want to prioritize something, you will.
You just don't sleep.
Yeah, that is personally my choice. I lose out on the sleep thing. The sleep thing, it's not that important. It's very important. There's a chapter in the book about that, or a section.
But you're mostly writing it in the mornings.
I write it really early in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
And then I also, I mean, I've been writing it when I really have a lot to get done. I write it anytime that I can possibly get to
Right.
write it. I write it between clients. I write it after, before, all the things. When it's
not between clients, like in your 2 minutes you
like,
have.
yeah, if I have a client and then I have like an hour
An
where I don't
hour.
have a client, then I'll write it in there.
Mm-hmm.
And then very occasionally I will write at night after the kids are in bed.
Mm-hmm.
But what I have noticed is that does not do good things for my ability to write continuously.
Mm-hmm.
Because if I
Continuously?
continuously in terms of string of days, not continuously in that I sit in front of my computer all the time.
Like long term, it's not sustainable.
Yeah.
So I mean,
Like
which good
this
thing
week,
it's not long term.
we had the first deadline. We had the first deadline. We're doing this together.
Yeah.
We had the first deadline on Monday. I worked late on it on Sunday night, and then I think I worked late on it on Monday.
I think so. Well, you worked on it all weekend, like
Yeah,
Saturday,
I did it all weekend,
Sunday.
all day, every day.
Yeah.
Other than like meals and like, yeah. But then on Tuesday, like by the time we got to Tuesday, my brain was so done.
Mm-hmm.
And I had such a hard time like thinking, focusing. And I think a lot of that is just that when I do it all day and then I also do it at night, my brain never gets a chance to like shut off and have a rest. And that's such an important part of actually being able to function. And if you add to that being dyslexic, the more you interact with written language, particularly when you're dyslexic, the more exhausting that is for your brain. And the more you exhaust your brain, the more you fill your working memory, the more your executive functioning all ceases to work. It's not good. And so I've been trying to find this balance of I'm pushing, I'm doing this, but also I'm doing it in a way where my brain will continue to work so that I can continue to do it.
Which is tricky.
It's very tricky.
And you have deadlines, so it's like...
I have another big deadline coming up in a week.
Mm-hmm.
That is another part of the process of writing this book. Should we talk about that?
What?
How quickly it's being written?
Oh, yeah, really quick.
The normal process for writing a book takes roughly 3 years. That is what I've come to understand. Like that's an average process.
Like you would write the book over 18 months.
It would be
to
like
2 years.
we have that first connection with the editor, the acquisitions editor, and then 3 years later the book comes out.
Mm-hmm.
If you do it fast, that process is shortened to like 18 months.
Mm-hmm.
The time between when I put words to page and when this book is coming out is
less than a year.
Roughly 10 months.
Yeah.
Which every time I tell people that, they're like, what? Are you okay? The answer is no. I mean, yes, I'm okay, but also no, I'm not
Like
okay.
You're not?
My stress level is rising.
Mm-hmm.
Like these last few days in particular, I haven't written as much, and it's an ever growing, like the size of it in my head is ever growing. It's like, okay, I have to be doing this.
Well, you've also hit this interesting point because you're not again, you're only like 2 weeks in, but you've hit the point where you had your first deadline and then you get stuff back from that. You get like edits at things you need to edit on the first piece, but you also are working on the second deadline, like amount of words. So you have both. It's like you're working on the old stuff, but you're also working on new stuff.
I'm so hesitant. I've been really hesitant to work on more new stuff since submitting things because I'm like, well, I don't want to do it wrong.
Yeah, you were waiting for feedback. That's why you haven't worked on it in the last few days.
Well, and I was just really busy actually doing like
your other job,
my actual job,
your normal job.
One of the things that's been really funny is that within the writer space, within authors and editors, I think often authors have a hard time with editors really chewing through their work. And giving them that means when I got the feedback today, I read the feedback that was written in the email, but I haven't actually looked at the documents to see how much was changed. Mm-hmm. But in every conversation, they're like, just so you know, it's really normal that we're going to change a lot. Like we're going to edit it a lot. We're going to polish it. It's going to look different than when you initially submitted it, but we want to make sure it's still your words. So like they keep saying that.
Are you saying that that authors freak out? Yes. When they get stuff back? That's what you're saying.
I think authors, I based on how they're treating me, like, oh my goodness, it's going to be
okay.
And based on talking to other people I know who are authors, there is that is a common thing.
Like shock of.
It's funny because I am very confident in my knowledge and my ideas. And that is something where if they try and change my idea, then I'm going to be annoyed.
Right.
Then I'll be upset. But the writing itself, I am so unconfident in my writing that I'm like, no, please make this better. I know it's not great. I know that if I just wrote a book and put it out there and didn't have anybody else edit it, it would be the wordiest, longest, most like, wait, what did you
Typos,
mean? Why is this
grammar
sentence this
issues.
way? Where did this extra, like, it wouldn't be great. And so it's so funny that they keep being like, hey, it's going to be okay. And I'm like, yeah, please change it, make it better. And I think that's one of the things that is just kind of unique about the process of working with somebody as an author who is less secure in their writing and more secure in their ideas. Just because, like, yeah, it's fine. Trust me. Give me all the feedback. I want to do this in the way that's best. And I don't know that. I don't trust myself as a writer to be an eloquent, well-written, like, you read this and think, oh, this is a literary piece of art. If I produce it, it's not going to be a literary piece of art. It will, and this was some of the feedback I got from them, it will read like an academic paper.
That's how you wrote it. That's your first section was more like that.
It was
is what
very
they said.
much like that. And that is how I've been trained to write.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Because all of my education, like grad school, the doctorate, you're supposed to write in a very specific type of way academically. And so it's supposed to be like highly researched. You aren't as much, maybe a little more in your doctorate, but generally it's not supposed to be I or you. It's not supposed to be your opinion necessarily as much as like, here's the information, here's the synthesis of it. And right near the end there, like with the doctorate, they're like, okay, start putting your opinion in here. But still, it's not a ton of I, you, flowery, like
your opinion, your ideas.
Yeah.
It's like other people's.
And so that was something Kathy, my lovely wife, you over here, this person, reads everything that I write.
Yeah.
And that was
everything. All the things.
Well, you read these things. You don't read everything. I would send out a lot less mistaken emails if you read everything, but you don't read those. But that would just, there's not time for that. It's not possible. Also HIPAA. But the point of this, before I went on that tangent, is that when you looked over all these and did some light editing, your feedback for me was, yeah, they're going to say it's wordy. And there is this confusing thing that you're doing here where you're partially writing this academically. And then like, I see little hints of you not. And I would try and incorporate those in a little bit, but also I just very naturally, as I'm writing it, I'm like, this is how I'm so used to doing this.
Well, and even as you're researching, you're reading academic
that's also
stuff.
True.
So like the reading that you're doing, are you listening to them or are you reading the articles?
I'm reading them usually. Yeah.
So it's like you're reading academic things.
Yeah.
And again, back to school, like when we were in school, we kind of tried to make our papers sound like, obviously we're not plagiarizing the articles, but like you kind of take the style a little bit of like, okay, this is how to do it. You read the articles and you're like, okay, it should sound kind of like this.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
It's funny because I don't totally know exactly how it'll end. Like, I don't know what the final product will look like.
Hopefully it will be done.
It will. It will get done. I exist here in our small little bubble. I don't interact with all these people. And then I go to these meetings with the publisher. And they're like, okay, so we're having these other 2 meetings with other people, other teams that are working on this project. And I'm sitting there being like, wait, there's more people involved with this?
Probably a lot of people.
Yeah.
Because there's all the people who do the illustrations and art.
So stressful.
And everything.
That alone right there is one of the big things that makes me feel even more pressure to do this well. Is that it's like, oh no, this isn't just about me. This is like all of
their
these
livelihoods, people. Their jobs are on the line.
I don't think their jobs are on the line for this book. I hope not. Oh my goodness. If it is, I don't want to know. But yeah, I feel
they're not.
I feel the pressure of like, I want to do this well. I want to honor this. And not all of that aside, not just because of all that, but like, it's such an important topic.
There's such a need for this book. I think.
Dyslexia impacts so many people. The statistic that gets thrown around most is 1 in 5, which would be 20%.
Yep.
Let's say that it's not 20% of the population that's dyslexic. It's only 10.
Only 10.
Only 10%.
Only 10.
That's bigger than ADHD. That's bigger than autism. That's bigger than any other neurodivergent category. And if you look at other estimations, because none of these facts are like solid facts that we can definitely say this, it's all estimations based on what we know. But if you look at other facts of like, okay, how many people who are dyslexic know that they're dyslexic?
Do we know that? Do we know how many?
There are estimations. The UK has an estimation. The US does not have an estimation for it. But the UK's estimation is that only
80% don't know.
Yeah, so right? Only 20% know. So only 1 in 5 of that 1 in 10 actually know. What's wild is that means that there are literally hundreds of millions of people in the world.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if there's 8 billion people in the world, hundreds of millions of people in the world walking around who are dyslexic, who struggle because of being dyslexic and have no idea why they struggle and don't have resources or the knowledge to like pursue resources to support them with those things. And they
Right.
could.
If you don't know what's going on with you, you don't. How can you know what would help?
Yeah. And
Yeah.
that's that to me is like, if this book will help even 1% of those people, I love that. That's exciting. Like, that's huge. And that's why I make content too, because I'm like, I want you to know, because knowing makes such a big difference. Knowing for
Mhm.
me changed so much in my life. And that is the other big part of this. That's probably the biggest part of like why I feel all this responsibility, because I want this to be good.
Mm-hmm.
I want it to be accurate. I want it to be something that's accessible and approachable and actually really helpful. So I'm working on it.
So you're trying.
I'm trying really hard.
Giving it your best shot.
Yeah, we're doing it.
And you have a lot of people helping you.
Yes. Still can't really believe that.
Mm-hmm. But it's good. You need it. Like
yeah.
you
absolutely.
have the knowledge and the information,
Mhm.
and that's what they're like. They're
Mhm.
the illustration people. That's what they do. The editing people.
Yeah.
That's what they do. Like they're the professionals at it, not
It-
you. So
It still gets me when they're like, we want your opinion on this. And I'm like, do you know who you're talking to? Are you sure? Like, my opinion?
like
Really?
what? Like
Like illustrations and like
Oh.
how the book will be presented.
Mm.
I get it. And it's
Mhm.
fun that they want it. And that's a part of my brain that I don't always use for this part of the thing, because I'm like, no, when I present information,
Mm-hmm.
I talk it. That's why even though Kathy told me not to keep looking at the camera, I'm constantly looking at the camera, because I'm just very used to when
Yeah.
I'm talking into this microphone, I'm looking at the camera.
And I'm looking at you.
So we're making a triangle. If that camera was looking at Kathy, it'd be perfect.
And
But
for those of you who are not watching it,
there's also a camera over here that I very hardly look at that Kathy told me to. I don't remember what you told me. You told me to stop looking at all the cameras. Okay. Anyways, when I make content, this is what I do. And so it's very different to think about, okay, I'm writing, first of all. Like, these are
Mhm.
words on a page. And it's not just written words on a page. There's also going to be illustrations.
Mhm.
If there's a concept that could be a paragraph or could be a really cool visual illustration, I can do that.
Mhm. They want you to do that.
They want that.
as
That's
much as
that's
possible.
kind of the point of the book, is that it
Mhm.
is more that way.
Yeah.
Like, every part of the conversation about this book, this is also really cool, is based on how do we make this as accessible as possible for dyslexic people.
Mhm.
Like, how do we make it so the fonts are nice? How do we make it so the page layouts are nice? How do we make it so that it's like you can pick this up as a dyslexic person and be like, ooh, this
Mhm.
makes my eyes happy.
Yeah. They're not just be a wall of text.
Side note, it doesn't make your eyes happy, it makes your brain happy. Since dyslexia has nothing to do with the eyes. This is how
Yes.
my brain works. Every time I say a statement, I'm like, well, that's not technically totally true. Let's throw a disclaimer.
On everything. Disclaimers for
If-
days.
It's so true. If I could have like a
Mm.
actual like text box disclaimer following me around, that anytime I wanted to add a disclaimer, it would just show up there. There would always be 4 or 5 things in there. It's like,
On all of your videos, it would be like,
it's just so
not
you know.
every dyslexic person is the same.
Oh, and by the
So this
way,
might not affect you.
there's nuance here. This minute and a half clip is very true and applicable for many people, but not for everybody. Nuance. Well, now you know. It's no longer a secret.
Mhm.
I am writing a book. It's coming out in a few months. I'm very excited for when this episode airs, because when this episode airs, the book will already be written.
Mhm.
I'm very excited.
And it will be
For that
announced,
stage.
and people will know.
If you want to hear more about my journey of writing this book,
I'm sure we'll talk about it more.
we will talk about
We'll
it more
get
here
an
as we
update
continue.
next time.
As we continue to do it, because we're still, I'm still in the early stages of writing it,
Mhm.
which will very quickly progress into the not early stages, but middle stages, and hopefully soon the end stages.
Just a few weeks.
Not
not quite a few weeks.
Roughly 8 weeks.
Mm-hmm.
So,
Gotta go right.
no, we have to go to bed. It's late. We're recording this after our children are all sleeping.
Yeah.
So if you ever think we're being quiet, we probably are. We're trying not to wake up all of our million children. Also, if you think I'm sick, as in if you think I sound kind of
Yeah, I
congested.
feel like I sound a little. I mean, I am a little congested. Our kids are all sick.
I was sick this week. All of us were
Yeah.
sick,
It's been a rough
except
week.
Kathy.
I'm a little congested.
We've had multiple crying at night. We've had a little bit of throw up. We've had a little fevers.
A
We've had
lot of
coughing.
snot.
A lot of, yes, so much snot. I had no idea as a parent. This is about vomit. I had no idea.
Trigger warning.
I had no idea how much vomit I would have to interact with as a parent. Not just like, oh, they're sick and there's a lot of throw up in a like short period of time. There's so many random throw ups. Like when little kids choke. I had no idea about this. When little kids choke, even if it's not like a really serious choke
Or gag.
one of their body's ways of dealing with that is just to push all the food out to make sure they dislodge the item, which super smart, super cool. Love that. Love that the body does that. That's produced so much throw up in our lives.
And the phlegm when they're sick.
Yeah,
if
when
they're
sick,
congested
if they're always swallowing
and there's
it.
phlegm, then the phlegm, yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a rough week.
It's been a messy week. It's our typo life. Very messy.
I mean, hopefully that's not how our life is all the time.
Oh my God. It's not. It is not like that all the time, but when it is like that, it feels like it's everything.
Yeah. Especially when everyone has it.
And when the littlest children are not sleeping because of it, and they're crying, and we're not sleeping. When you're holding a baby that you want to be asleep because you want to be asleep, it's both very endearing, and there's actually this really interesting... I love learning. Okay. There's this really interesting thing where the heart rate that babies have, or like I think it's the electrical rhythm that babies' hearts produce, is really, really calming. Like it's a really, really calming thing for humans to be around. I listened to a book about this. This was like 7 or 8 books ago. So the idea is there, but I couldn't tell you all the specifics. But basically, when you're holding a little baby, the electrical impulses that their body puts off that you absorb are really, really calming for you as the person. Which is one of the reasons why people will hold their babies longer than they should. Like when it's like you as the parent should be sleeping right now, but you're holding the sleeping baby. And that's really calming and soothing. That's why. Like there's actually like a scientific reason for it, which is fascinating. But it is very funny when you're holding the baby and you're like, I'm so tired, I want you to go to bed. But also this is kind of sweet and endearing, and it will not always be this way, but please go to sleep.
The snuggles.
Yeah. I like to talk about random things.
Well, it's been fun.
It has been fun. Thank you for joining us.
Have a good night, and we'll see you next time.
Unless
or
it's
whatever.
daytime.
It might not be
It
night.
might not be night.
I'm saying that to ourselves. Have a good night.
Thank you. I will. Would you like to go to bed?
Yes.
Thank you for coming along with us. If you want to hear more about our life, our typo life, me writing this book, all these things, stick around. Not in this exact moment because we're ending the episode, but in the next episode. You're welcome to join again.
Bye.